Hello children, welcome back to our maths lecture. So it's chapter 10, banks and simple interest. Very easy chapter because simple interest already you have done. You must be remembering the formula also. So simple interest in 6th standard you must have done in a very easy method. Now also you have a simple method or just a formula where you have to just remember P into N into R upon 100. That's it. And we'll understand banks, how important is bank in our lives. Banks are very important, children, because we cannot store money in our homes. However safe our house might seem, but there are a lot of things to remember. Your money can be safe at home, but it won't multiply. You won't get any interest. Interest means you're getting like extra money for keeping your money in the bank. The bank offers some interest for keeping money in their bank. And why are they offering that interest is because they use your money to give to someone else for loan or for any requirement, okay, the form of loan. So this is how bank circulates the money of all the people who are investing in the bank and opening an account. There are various types of accounts. First, let us know what is a bank. So a bank is a government recognized institution that carries out transactions of money. Banks make it easier to plan the use of money. That is, to do financial planning. We can either deposit cash money in a bank or withdraw cash from it. For that purpose, we must open an account in a bank. Bank accounts are of various kinds. Now, your children withdraw cash. Now, these days, it is very easy that no need that you have to rush to the bank and withdraw the money. We have the ATM machines from where we can withdraw money. Okay, anywhere and everywhere you will find this ATM machines. So it's become much simpler and much simpler to that since 2020 is that online transactions and transactions, okay, that is you're using plastic money, that is cards you're using, or more easier is the Google Pay and many different ways. It's not necessary that you have to go to the bank and withdraw the money or wait till the bank opens in the morning, okay. And even depositing, you can go to the ATM. There are various spots, okay, like State Bank of India, all banks, but there are certain locations where you have this cash deposit. You can go and deposit the cash in the ATM machine, okay. So now we will know different types of accounts, children. The first one is current account. The word current itself tells you at present. So this current account is actually for traders. Traders means those who are doing business and those dealing in money on a daily basis. Like maybe you have a shop, every day you're getting money, you're collecting money, so you can't keep it in the shop or at home. You can go and deposit over there. An account holder can deposit or withdraw money any number of times in a day. The bank issues a passbook for this account and also a checkbook on demand. The bank does not pay any interest on the money in this type of account, remember, because it's a current account and the bank has to keep your money ready because they don't know when you will come and you will ask that I want so much money, I want so much money. So this account is only that your money is safe in this account. So money can also be withdrawn or deposited by check. Okay, so money is safe in this account. So business people, they require money, to buy goods or various other purposes. Savings account is what we open for all. A person can deposit a minimum amount like 500 rupees, 1000 depending on the bank. There are also banks which now say zero opening account, okay. So there's no need of any opening account money. So in some banks, no minimum amount is required for opening an account. The bank pays some interest on the basis of the daily credit balance in the account. There are some restrictions on how often money can be withdrawn from this account. For this account too, the bank issues a passbook and on demand a checkbook. Now checkbook is you require when you like, for example, people who are elderly adults, okay, you don't require a checkbook, you require only passbook. You can deposit cash and you can withdraw cash, but checkbook is required for elderly people where they have to pay a good amount. Maybe your parents have to pay fees, so they give a check, so naturally they need a checkbook. Now in the savings account, children, everybody opens a savings account. You, me, your parents and everyone, we need a savings account. Apart from that, if your parents are business or have shop, they can have a current account also. Now this savings account, when we deposit amount, children, the bank utilizes that money for other to give it to the other debitors, okay, the other account holders, when they require loan for house or for a shop or for various other purposes. And the bank gives us some interest for keeping money in the bank, okay. And daily basis means how much is your balance in the account. If you are going on removing and just hardly any balance in the account, so hardly you will get any interest. So depending on that, they will calculate and they give you the interest amount. So if you are keeping, for example, 1000 rupees in the bank for nearly 3 months, so naturally you will be earning a interest on that, children. So saving interest, normally it is 4%. Sometimes it increases or decreases, okay. And this interest for all the banks, the RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, gives rules and regulation which all the other banks have to follow, children. There will be little variations like Kotak, gives 6% and all. That depends how they attract customers and who are the investors involved, the partners who are involved in that. So they will invest their money to, and then this is how they attract the customers. And once they achieve their goal, then there is profit for them, okay. So this is how it is, savings account. Next comes recurring deposit account, children. Everybody almost should have a recurring deposit account. Recurring means RD. The account holder can decide the amount to be deposited every month in the account. The bank gives an interest on the deposit which is more than that paid for the savings account. Recurring and fixed deposit, children, the interest is more than the savings account, children. Why? Because it is recurring is like fixed for 6 months or for 5 months or for a year or 2 years or 3 years. So it is fixed. You cannot remove in between. If you can remove, but there will be some loss of interest or something like that. It is okay. In urgency, we can break the RD and FD. Okay. So such an account is a means of compulsory savings. When you open an RD, you're compulsorily every month you have to put 500. So naturally you are saving, children. Okay. Often it is convenient to have a joint account for, say, husband and wife or guardian. That is when you're minor, your parents will be your guardian. And ward is you only, children, etc. Besides, accounts of business partners, housing societies, trust or voluntary agencies, etc. are required to be operated by more than one person. So when you require by more than one person, it's always better to have a joint account, children. Next comes is FD, fixed deposit. Now fixed deposit also earns a very good interest. A deposit deposits a certain amount for a fixed period in the bank. So the bank knows that this person has fixed it for 5 years or 3 years or maybe 1 year. So they can utilize that money to give it to loan for someone else, and they will have an interest on that for that housing, and they are going to earn profit, children. This deposit attracts a greater rate of interest than the savings account. However, these rates are different in different banks. Senior citizens get a slightly greater rate of interest than the usual. ATM, credit card and debit cards, which you are aware about it. An ATM is automatic teller machine. It is used to withdraw cash without going to a bank. And a credit card or debit card is used to carry out transactions without using cash. When you go for shopping, you can use your credit card or debit card. What is the difference between credit card and debit card? Credit card is you can go on buying children shopping. Credit means karja. Later on you have to pay that bill, children. Debit card is directly, it is deducted from your account. So when you're using debit card, it is almost like using your own money. It is not afterwards going to be deducted, like how, for example, I'm buying something for 1000 rupees. If I don't have cash, I'm using my debit card. On the spot, 1000 rupees is deducted from the bank account. But credit card is not like that. You are buying it in credit, and later on you will get a bill where you have to pay the credit card bill, children. An account holder can get such a card on request to the bank. Nowadays, they offer the card on their own. We don't have to request. Look at this, children. You can also ask your parents to show your passbook. You must be having a bank account, or you can ask your parents to show their passbook, and you can just go through the entries that are being done. You can see here also, observe the entries made in page of a passbook. You can see the line 1, 2, 3, 4, date. Okay, so the transaction when it is done, when you are removing money, withdrawing money or depositing money, whether it is cash, whether it is check, okay, everything particulars will be mentioned. Check number also will be mentioned. Amount withdrawn also will be mentioned, how much amount is withdrawn. Amount deposited, you can see the column, and balance, you can see the balance. So here last you can see the balance, 7635 is the balance, children. Okay, so this is how it will be looking, your bank passbook. So all the entries whatever is being done. Interest also, here they have not shown you. Others interest will come as a note, children. And these days we have the SMS facility. So as soon as you withdraw the money, as soon as you do some shopping, you get an SMS that this much amount is deducted from your account. And if it is not you, then please report to the bank. Here I would like to explain to you, children. Just have a look here. A passbook is issued for savings account and a recurring deposit account. Amounts deposited, withdrawn, and the balance are recorded in it with their dates. Fixed deposit, you will get like a certificate which you have to preserve it, and when it is the mature date, maturity means when you will be getting the money, maybe for 1 year you have invested, you have to go and hand over that certificate to them, and then they will hand over the money, they'll deposit the money in your account. See here, Suvidha borrowed a sum of 30,000 rupees at 8% per annum. Means per annum, per rupee, 8% it is. Interest for a year from her bank to buy a computer. At the end of the period, she had to pay bank an amount of 2,400 rupees over and above what she had borrowed. Means she had borrowed 30,000 rupees. Above that, she has to pay an amount of 2,400 rupees. Remember, when we take loan to buy a house or whatever, we are always paying more money to the bank than what we have taken in loan, children. Because amount is equal to principal plus interest. Principal is the amount that you have borrowed from the bank, and interest on that amount you have borrowed for how many years, for how many months, we have to pay to the bank, and that is the, so you are going to pay the principal as well as the amount to the bank, children. So you are paying the interest monthly you are paying the interest to the bank, and then you are paying the wholesome amount. So that is how it is. So principal plus interest is equal to amount, children. So when we borrow money from the bank, it is the principal. Okay, it is a principal amount, remember that. Now here's the formula in your text. Total interest, that is interest, is equal to P into T into R upon 100. I usually write as P into N into R upon 100. N means your T is time and N means number of years. So it's one and same, children. P is principal, T is time in years, and R is rate of interest. We start with practice set 40, children, straight away. If Rihanna deposits 1,500 rupees in the school fund at 9% per annum for 2 years, what is the total amount she will get? So Rihanna deposits 1,500 rupees in the school fund at 9% per annum for 2 years. What is the total amount she will get? So this is about the bank I have written down, so you can pause it and copy in your notebook. Now here see children, I have written the data principal comma P. If I don't write like this principal comma P, I have no right to use short forms in the formula. So I can use short form in the formula only if I am writing the whole principal comma P. Okay, is equal to rupees 1500. Rate of interest are 9 PCPA, that is 9% per annum. Number of years comma N, that is 2 years. Interest comma I, that is question mark. Amount we have to find out children. Okay, so interest is equal to P into N into R upon 100. Textbook P into T into R, N and T is the one and the same. Okay, so therefore P we'll have to substitute. P is how much? 1500 into, what is N children? 2 into 9 PCPA upon 100. Now this 2 zeros will get cancelled with the above 2 zeros. Nothing is left in the denominator. Therefore, I is equal to 15 into 2 into 9. In other words, 15 into 2 is 30, 30 into 9, which is much easier to calculate children. Okay, 15 into 2, that is 30 into 9. So that is 9 3s are 27, 270. So I, interest is how much? Rupees 270. Since I have no place here to write rupees, I'll write at the back here. Okay. So interest we got as 270. Now what we will do? We will find out the amount children. What is amount? Amount is equal to P plus I. Okay. And P A is equal to, P is how much? 1500 plus 270, and that is how much children? 0, 7, 5 plus 2, 7, 1770. So Rihanna will get rupees 1770. Got it children? See how much she has put in money? 1500, and the bank, the school fund is giving 9% per annum for 2 years. So at the end, how much she is going to? It's a profit, right? 1770 she is going to get. Now the second question. Chetalal took a housing loan of rupees 2,50,000 from a bank at 10% per annum for 5 years. What is the yearly interest he must pay and the total amount he returns to the bank? Okay, let's solve it. So principal P 2,50,000, rate of interest are 10% per annum, number of years N is equal to 5. We have to find out interest as well as the amount children. So let us find out. What is interest formula? P into N into R upon 100. Okay, therefore I is equal to, what is P? 2,50,000 into N. N is 5 into 10, that is R upon 100. Okay, cancel the zeros. So what are we left? I is equal to how much? 2500 into 5 into 10. Therefore, I is equal to rupees, let us multiply 2500 into 5 into 10. Okay, 2500 into 5 into 10. How much we are getting children? Here see, I have done the calculations. Okay, 1,25,000. We are getting 1,25,000. Multiply 5 tens are 50 and 50 into 25. Okay, so interest is 1,25,000 we have found out. Now we will find out the amount. So amount is equal to P plus I. P is how much? 2,50,000 plus I. I is how much? 1,25,000. Now come on, calculate it. Rupees. Let me calculate. we are getting 3,75,000. See, 0 3 zeros, 25 plus 50 75, and 1 plus 2 3. So 3,75,000 rupees, children. So final answer we will be writing as Jetalal will return a total amount of rupees 3,75,000 to the bank. We have to just we have to just see the last part here. See, he must pay and the total amount he returns to the bank. So we will write down Jetalal has to return 3,75,000 rupees to the bank. Jetalal will return a total amount of rupees 3,75,000. Hope it's easy and clear, children, to understand. Third question. Shrikant deposited 85,000 rupees for 2.5 years at 7% per annum in a savings bank account. What is the total interest he received at the end of the period? What is the total interest he received at the end of the period? Okay. Principal P. I have written down, children, so it saves time. Principal P is equal to rupees 85,000. Rate of interest are 7% per annum. Number of years N is 2.5 years. 2.5 years convert, mixed fraction. 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1, 5. So 5 upon 2 years, children. Okay. So interest is equal to question mark. So we will first find it out. P into N into R upon 100. Therefore, I is equal to, what is P? 85,000 into N. N is 2.5. So that is 5 upon 2. Got it now? Into 7 PCPA. Complete this line and here you write 100 because 100 also is in the denominator. I hope you have understood. 85,000 is P. N is 5 upon 2. So 2 will be coming in the denominator. Okay. Now cancel this 0 and this one and this one. So therefore I is equal to 850 into 5 into 7 upon 2. 2 is left over here. So we can easily cancel. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8, 2 twos are 4, 1 carried here, 2 fives are 10. Therefore, I is equal to how much? 425 into 5 into 7 or into 35. 5 sevens are 35. Therefore, I is equal to rupees, how much, children? 35 into 425. Let's multiply. Yes, children, we are getting 14,000. Okay, a little 14,875. You can do the way you want. You want to multiply, okay? Like 425 into, instead of 35, you could multiply 425 into 5, then into 7. Okay, so we got 14,875. So Shrikant will receive rupees 14,875 at the end of the period. Okay, so he has invested for 5 upon 2 years. So he will get 14,875 at the end of the period, children. Now the fourth sum, children, at a certain rate of interest, we don't know the rate of interest. That means at a certain rate of interest, the interest after 4 years on 5,000 rupees principal is 1,200 rupees. What would be the interest on 15,000 rupees at the same rate of interest for the same period? Here two parts are there in this question. So first is they are asking you to find out the rate of interest. When principal is 5,000 rupees, interest is 1,200 rupees and the number of years is 4. And after that we will find out what would be the interest on 15,000 rupees with that same rate of interest and for the same period, children. Let's get. So principal P is rupees 5,000. Number of years 4 years. Interest is given over here 1,200. Rate of interest is not given, children. We have to find out. And once we have found out the rate of interest, then we will go for principal 15,000, and they're saying same number of years and same rate of interest. So whatever rate of interest we get for right now after finding out, we will go for the 15,000 then. I'll show you all that later. First, I is equal to P into N into R upon 100. Substitute I is equal to, what is P? 5,000 into N, that is 4 years, into R. We don't know, so keep R as it is. Okay, upon 100. Slowly, steadily do it. Now I know it is 1,200, so substitute 1,200 is equal to 5,000 into 4 into R upon 100. Okay, here 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0. So what are we left now, children? Okay, let's write it down. So we are left with this 1,200 is equal to 50 into 4 into R. So you can multiply over here or straight away take it here. So 1,200 upon, because it's multiplied here, so once it goes here it will be division. Okay, is equal to R, or you can also write it as 1,200 upon 200 is equal to R. You can multiply and then take it, children. Both are right. 0 0 cancel, 0 0 cancel. 2 1s are 2 6 are 12. Or if this way, see 0 0 cancel, then you can do either 5 because 0 is there, so I can cancel 5. 5 1s are 5. 5 2s are 10. 2 carried here. 5 4s are 20. Okay, so 4 1s are 4. 4 6 are 24. Whichever way, you will get the same answer only. So R we are getting as 6% per annum. Okay, R we got as 6% per annum. Now we will have to check what is the second part of the question. Second part they are telling you, children, is this. What would be the interest on 15,000 rupees? So we have to find out interest on 15,000 rupees at the same rate of interest. Just now we found out 6% per annum for the same period, that is 4 years only. See, children, it is like direct proportion. It is direct proportion. See, interest and principal. Interest X when it is 15,000 because we don't know the interest, and it was 1,200 when principal was 5,000. Okay, so this is principal. First principal was 5,000. They gave us interest 1,200. Then now they are asking principal 15,000. We have to find out the interest. So it is X. Okay. So let the interest on rupees 15,000 be X. Therefore, X upon 15,000 is equal to 1,200 upon 5,000. Now we will have to cross multiply. Therefore, X is equal to 1,200 upon 5,000 into 15,000. Okay, into 15,000. Because 15,000 is division here or denominator, it will go to the numerator. See, cancel the zeros, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then one more 0 we can cancel over here. Okay, for the 15,000. Okay, this 0 is not there. So 1 is cancelled. Now 5 and 15 we can cancel, children. 5 1s are 5. 5 3s are 15. And this 2 zeros above that, because that is not cancelled. Okay, so 300 into 12 we will have to do. Therefore, X is equal to 300 into 12. So 300 into 12, 12 3s are 36 and 2 zeros next to that. Okay, that is simple way to calculate. So X we found out 3,600 rupees. That means interest we found out for 15,000. So interest will be rupees 3,600 for 15,000 principal. Okay, for 15,000 principal amount. So hope it's understood, children, and clear for you. If you don't understand this method, this is easy. you can again use P into N into R upon 100. Okay. Now the fifth and the last question in practice set 40. If Pankaj deposits 1,50,000 rupees in a bank at 10% per annum for 2 years, what is the total amount he will get from the bank? Okay, if Pankaj deposits 1,50,000 rupees in a bank at 10 PCPA for 2 years, what is the total amount he will get from the bank? So we'll have to do two things, children. First we have to find out the interest and then we will have to find out the amount. So principal P is 1,50,000, rate of interest are 10 PCPA, time N, that is 2 years, amount question mark. So I P into N into R upon 100. I have already substituted. I is equal to 1,50,000 into 2 into 10. So cancel the zeros, 0 and this 0. So we are rid of it. This 0 and this 0. Now what are we left with? 1, 5, 0, 0, 0. Okay, into 2. 1. Okay, 1 0 cancel. So it will be how much, children? 15,000. Okay, 15,000 into 2. Therefore, I is equal to rupees. How much, children? I is equal to rupees 30,000. 15 twos are 30 and 3 zeros next to that. So 30,000. Let's calculate the amount. Amount A is equal to P plus I. Therefore, amount is equal to P plus I. What is P? How much is P? 1,50,000. 1,50,000 plus interest we got just now 30,000. So that will be amount is equal to rupees. How much, children? How much rupees it will be? 1,80,000. 50,000 plus 30,000 will be 1,80,000. Okay, 1,80,000. Okay, so Pankaj. So children, final answer will be Pankaj will get how much from the bank? Pankaj will get 1,80,000 from the bank. Okay, Pankaj will get 1,80,000 rupees from the bank. Hope all the 5 sums you have understood. All the 5 sums I have solved, children. Now next we will be doing practice set 41. This is just to remember, just like how we took X, no? Now in the fourth sum. When 3 of the 4 quantities, principal, number of years, that is time, rate and amount, are given, to find out the fourth, in the formula we place any letter in place of the unknown quantity and solve the equation. So just like how we did, we can take it as X and then we can solve. What I would say is, if principal you want to find out, let it be as P only. Okay, just like how we did